At the Ohio State University, there's a unique synergy of efforts that is taking place to benefit the profitability of Ohio soybean growers.
I'm a soybean breeder and geneticist, so my job is developing soybean cultivars. We aim to develop cultivars that have a good profile of disease resistance, as well as good yield and good quality traits.
I try to kill what she develops, literally. And that's because we want it to grow in Ohio. Ohio has, many of our soils are heavy clay, poorly drained, and so they have a plethora of problems. And so with that, we screen for resistance during the winter, summer, greenhouse lab, trying to identify those lines which will hold up under Ohio's tough conditions.
So the idea is that a variety of researchers are doing a variety of projects, but they're aware of what other researchers are doing, and they're working together to provide more data so that decisions made by soybean farmers and information provided to help them make those decisions are as widespread and as informative as possible.
First, to even identify what genes or what sources of resistance should be used, that was all funded through the checkoff. We wouldn't have been able to identify where the starting point should have been. And then the second part is we go and we develop these populations to identify
the genetic regions.
To find those markers that are associated with that. That's going to facilitate not only the breeding here that occurs at Ohio State, but it's also companies use that information as well in their own development of cultivars.
We released 4 cultivars this year, and these came from disease screening that Anne had done. She screened hundreds of potential breeding lines for us, and these kind of rose to the top as the most resistant, as well as having high yield, and 2 of them are for that food grade market, so they have high protein and other traits that are important for tofu production.
Although the Ohio Soybean Council's main emphasis is directed towards issues in Ohio, those researchers also work on projects that affect the whole region or the nation as a whole. Through the North Central Soybean Research Program, Ohio Soybean Council participates in that, and United Soybean Board also funds more regional and national projects. The idea is not to duplicate research, but to have research across the region and the nation that will help soybean farmers as a whole. It's all about profitability for Ohio soybean farmers, and how do you get them to be more profitable. Yield is king, and yield is the first consideration. From disease to pests to breeding to soils and so forth, all are aimed at improving yields.
In my time here, the price of soybeans has gone up and it's gone down. So, in those low years, it's really important to get the highest yield, and that's what it's all about.